For the record.
For the record. For the record. For the record.
Here's for the record.
All right, welcome back to For the Record podcast. Today we have Tanner, and I don't know how to actually say your last name properly. So
Trottier. That's how we pronounce that. Yeah, it's French-Canadian.
All right, cool.
Triple T for short is what everybody calls me, Trip.
From the MT Souls.
From the MT Souls. Triple T Music is my sound company as well.
Been a long time coming.
It's been a long time coming. Thanks for having me.
It's been years now.
Yeah, it's been years. I think I got some cool things to share for the podcast today, so I'm excited to be on,
So, and you picked Sweatshop Union, which has greatly influenced me. Like, that was like one of my first, hip-hop, groups growing up. So I'm stoked that you picked it. Most people don't even know who they are. So this is sick.
Oh, they missing out, man. Yeah, I actually worked with one of the people from Sweatshop Union, Def 3, who I've seen up at Shambhala Music Festival in Canada several times over the last decade. And yeah, we've actually grown to be pretty good homies, and we're working on a few events and stuff together right now.
Dope.
Working on a track, but that's on the down low right now. It's gonna be fucking sweet. So Sweatshop Union. I've actually seen a couple of the other members from them up at Shambhala Music Festival as well. They God, what's their duo called? It's escaping me right now. Shit. You guys know what I'm talking about? Hold on. Google real quick. It's on my Spotify. Sorry, I'm just drawing a blank right now. Never been on a podcast. This is my first podcast, by the way. Yeah.
I've never been on one either up until started this. And it's cool. I like it so far. It's a good reason to just hang out with the guys and have a few beers. Bullshit about our favorite thing, which is music, so it works out.
The beauty of this podcast, it's basically what we already do, both microphones. Just bullshit.
Yeah, show up on a Saturday and bullshit and have a good time.
Man, I am having such a brain fart on what these guys' new
Sweatshop,
group is called. There's two of them, and they both DJ and they both MC from Sweatshop, and it's fucking badass. Oh my god, what is it called? It's such a brain fart for the podcast right now. Podcast debut right now, Triple T, what's up?
So, Sweatshop, they are Seattle, right?
Canadian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were just, dope artists that were, killing it over with, Common Market and shit.
No, I think a lot of the scene has been all over the area like that, but
I did not know they were Canadian.
Canadian,
I
yeah.
did not know that either. That's
Another point for Canada. It was good.
Yeah, I love that Canadian hip-hop, classified and,
yeah. It sounds really East Coast,
Oh, that's what I'm all about. The sample, the boom bap.
Yeah, the boom bap.
Oh, I know Chad loves the boom bap.
Yeah, I can't
Talked
get
about
away.
this before,
I can't get away from it. Backpack rap is what they used to call it.
Yeah. That's what actually made me feel really included in the scene when I first started, showing people my music and stuff around here. When I first saw those shows with, Nick Knack and Bee's Nest and Young Jay and all them. At the first MT Souls lineup, that I wasn't involved in yet. But, I was like, oh, damn, we can actually show them our real shit and not just do the, commercially hits that, I thought rap was at the time,
So did you, when it comes down to Sweatshop Union, you listen to a lot of their older stuff? Do you know about their older stuff?
It's pretty all over the range, because when I first heard of them, I didn't hear the lineup that had Def 3 on it. He came in a little bit later, I think. And then I've heard like recently more of like that stuff for sure. And I think this is which era is this record? Do you know?
This is like in the late 2000s, if I'm not
2008?
mistaken. I'd have to look that up. But
Yep, we need our Ned in the chair looking up these facts,
I know,
fact checking us, right?
We don't have any of that yet.
Yeah. We need to get ourselves a Jamie.
Yeah, Jamie.
The Jamie, yeah, that's right.
No, but yeah, Sweatshot Utin and Infinite. Another great album was also called Infinite. You know the artist, Gabe?
Eminem.
Yep.
His first album.
Yep, the one that Dr. Dre heard that made him want to sign him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Funny little.
No, 2013 is when this came out.
Ah, Pigeonhole, that's right. That's the
Okay.
group that came from Sweatshop Union that I've seen a bunch of times. I can't believe that was
Y'all want to know
escaping
about
me.
pigeons, huh?
Pigeonhole?
Yeah, fucking A. Pigeonhole, yes. Yes, they got some really dope bass music out there that it's got some cool like lyrics that they incorporate into it too, but like very DJ bass music driven beats, you know.
Yeah, they got
Super fun live.
They got Pigeonhole Collective. They got Dirty Circus, Innocent Bystanders.
There we go. Yeah, I just had to look up this as well.
High Prios.
So natural progression is what I first picked up on. That's what you and I used to listen to back in the day, and that album was like
It's fucking awesome.
This is
That'd be
Catch
like
Me on the Beach
2005,
right here is what we're listening to on Infinite Record. Or King of the Beach, sorry.
actually I'm pretty sure that you guys opened up for these for this album. Maybe not. Maybe that was someone else, but that's how I got it. Is I went to their show. They all signed it for me. It was
Oh,
pretty
no.
sick.
That must have been somebody else, yeah. But I haven't actually seen the entire Sweatshop Union play as a group before. It's just been like Pigeonhole and Def 3 and a couple loose members throughout the years that I've seen live. But that's dope. It's cool. You got it all signed by him.
Yeah.
It says Yo Chad across it.
Nice.
That was down in the basement in Missoula, right?
I
Palace?
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's super sweet that you're working with these guys and doing stuff.
For sure, yeah. It came about in such a crazy way, like at Shambhala Music Festival. It's pretty wild up there. It's 5 days straight of like insane bass music and DJs and shit.
Yeah.
And I've met a lot of cool people up there. I've seen like Charlie Tuna play up there and stuff to like some
so
crazy
good.
bass music beats and just like
Charlie Tuna is
throw
a
down.
hell of a performer.
Dude, yeah, we just met him in September is the first time we opened for
Great
him.
Falls, right?
In Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman,
Yeah,
Okay.
it was awesome. He's such a nice, humble dude.
Yeah, me and Chad saw him, like, that must have been like...
Whitefish.
Yeah, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, with the House of Vibe, that was that
Yeah.
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen him with the House of Vibe at Shambhala as well, and that was a pretty wild experience too. Seeing
Yeah.
like a live band perform at like a normally DJ festival, and it's Charlie Tuna, so everybody's like, "What the fuck? Like, what are we seeing?"
And that's
Amazing.
where it's at, though. Like,
Yeah.
you get people together just having fun. Music.
Oh man, so about it.
Remember when Atmosphere dropped When Life Gives You Lemons and he had the live band behind him for that
Yeah.
tour?
Yeah. That was
fucking
one of the
awesome.
last, like, live band
Yeah.
atmospheres we probably
I
ever saw.
heard about that. I didn't see that tour
Dude,
though.
back in the day, old school atmosphere, he had, like, backup singers, like...
Didn't he make the song about it? He's like, the guy's talking to me outside, like, what? You're not the Roots. You hear that? Like, he mentions it in the song for sure.
You know, the song Shrapnel by Atmosphere. I wasn't that big of a fan of that song until I heard it live. And, like, if you go back and listen to that song, like, all, like, the weird, like, cadence echoing in the background, like, that was an actual female singer just belting out notes. And saw that live, it was unbelievable.
So other than
That's the type of stuff I love to see, yeah.
other than Shambhala and performing yourself, like what would you say is like your favorite like show that you've ever witnessed in person?
Oh, man.
I know
Other
there's
than
a lot.
Shambhala or one that I've done myself, let's see.
Yeah, you can't use one that you've done yourself because that's a whole different.
Well, okay. I mean, I have a few to select from at least because that last Atmosphere Cypress Hill tour was pretty
dope.
sick. All the homies were at that one, so that was a
I
pretty.
should have went to that.
Other than like the show being really dope and stuff, and one of the first ones back at Kettle House from like COVID and everything. Just like everybody I knew, other than you, obviously, was like at that show. It was like everybody was there in the audience.
I made a poor decision.
Oh man, yeah, it was. I was just like, oh my god, just like in a group of like 30 of my homies right up front. It was great.
It's dope.
But I wouldn't say that is necessarily the best one. Let me think. That's a good question. I'm rather unprepared to answer. You know, been to a lot of shows. Holy crap.
That's a BE question when we ask it. Like, what's the first one that comes to mind?
I'm trying to think back of any show that I haven't actually been involved with.
Well, it's fair. Like,
A
I
couple
understand.
of mine are Method Man, Redman, Lindsey Sterling, and Deltron 3030. Those all were like unparalleled.
Yeah, because I went to all those Atmosphere shows, the Wilma, and all the Tech 9 shows, and Cottonmouth Kings and stuff. But I don't necessarily think that any of those are the best ones. You know,
How's Tech 9 like live?
Super
How'd you feel about that?
I've seen him quite a few times live at the Wilma in Montana, and I would say like the first few times in like the 2010s were pretty fucking dope. But the last time we saw him, I feel like the openers kind of stole the show. It was futuristic, and he was like just fucking sending it.
Okay.
He's a badass
Honestly,
little motherfucker.
I didn't
dude,
like futuristic when I
really?
saw him live.
Oh man, he was fucking.
He was surprised by how many white people were in front of him, and he was trying to get the whole crowd to yell the N-word. And honestly, a lot of the crowd did.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Okay, well, how about this? What got you into hip hop? How about that?
Oh man,
What
I would
what
say,
artists or like what caught your ear about it? What
It
what
was-
inspired you?
Oh man, it's how much time you got because
Right.
How much time you got?
how much time you got because I used to be really into making like my own music. I had this little Boss recorder that had 8 tracks on it, and you put in floppy disks into it and record everything into that. And I would make my own rock music, and it was really epic. It was awesome. I actually do a little bit of the compositions that I made back in the day with my band Bad Giraffe. A few of the songs that I made back then. And then it has like a little beat machine on it too, which it kind of really got me into like, oh man, I can make cool little beats on this thing. And then I had a little Casio keyboard at the time, which I never used for making my rock compositions, but then I just turned on like a quick little beat composition thing there on the beat pad. You know, and then started playing some stupid little fucking 3-note rap melodies to it, you know, and then that was just, that's how it all began.
It's all you need is a boom bap and a few notes.
Some inspiration, and the rest is fucking history.
And the rest is history, seriously. And then I started being like, I am guy who can rap. I am guy with boom bap. And I didn't even have anything that clever. That's just as simple as I could try and make it for right now. Is you know,
There's
just
no
paraphrasing.
like rapper that you heard that you're like, oh, I want to like boom like that guy. Like,
Not particularly more than anybody else at the time, because I was kind of exposed to like Eminem and Method Man and all of the rap from like the early 2000s like all at once when I was like just getting out of like junior high, coming into high school. I would say is like when a couple of my friends were just like, yo, have you heard all of these guys? And then just boom, I exploded into like the you know, rap scene from what it was then. And that, I thought you had to like be that too, and I didn't really know much underground rap at the time when I first was like introduced to it. Yeah. And so I was already making beats and stuff before I was introduced to the underground rap, which is when I met like Empty Souls and Paul and you know, Knick Knack and fucking Hectic and everybody. You know, it was right around the time I was introduced to like the underground rap where the real Triple T started coming out a little bit more, you know.
I remember that shit, man. It was like, especially like when Hectic got in, because Empty Souls originally was Chach and Optimistic, and then you joined the duo, made an awesome trio. And then me and Bees Nest came into the scene with you guys through Lewis. And I remember when we first met Hectic when he moved here from Great Falls, it was in your basement. Man, we used to have some dope-ass ciphers back in your mom's basement. Like, some of the best ciphers I was ever a part of were your mama's basement and the old PBR house.
The PBR house.
PBR house.
It's a lost art, man. Like, just throw on some beats and just stand in a circle and just spit whatever you got and just keep passing it around.
Yeah.
It's a lost art, man.
It's a lost art. We'll have to do
2022,
that.
man.
Do that
Let's bring back
sometime,
the
man.
cipher.
Yeah.
Let's bring back the cipher.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm gotta
Ciphers
sharpen
were
my
fun.
skills up a little bit.
Bring that shit to the bowling alley, dog. We all about it.
Sharpen up my skills as I burp from beer.
That was definitely like a thing that a lot of good times, a lot of good memories. It's like, and then we'd coax people that didn't even know like anything about rapping to try and rap.
Oh man, I still suck. Like, I was never one of the good ones at it. I never entered the battles and everything, but like Derek and Optimistic and
Yeah. They were all
Hectic
about it.
all
I
did
remember
for
that.
sure. Yeah, they all did, and they've all succeeded like doing that. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I witnessed them win rap battles
Right.
in Montana, like crazy.
I've always held my own in the cipher, but I just never really liked like battle rap. I'd rather like
It's hard.
get
I'd
clever
rather
and like
be in the cipher. and
build shit up and like talk shit on stuff.
I'd rather mess with your mind than win.
I just like the freestyling, not so much battling.
Yeah,
like,
that's where I'm
but
at.
Because I gotta come up with something cleverly said about what you're wearing and about what you said. I don't know.
yeah,
Your style's bitch made like your grandmother's quilts.
Those fucking
Hey yo,
battles you used to show me back in the day. Oh my god, hilarious.
I said your mom's breath smells like dude's meats. I said, bitch, shut up. Brush your two teeth. Oh.
And it's funny how the freestyle ciphers like went from like you have to have a beat behind it, and then it just like
Went straight acapella.
Oh man.
acapella, and then it was like instead of getting 45 seconds or 30 seconds, it was like you get like 2.5 minutes.
Or unlimited too.
Yeah.
Like
And-
Immaculate was in a few battles back in the day where each round was just unlimited. You went.
Yeah.
Yo,
you didn't
he's
win.
pretty
You're
fucking
done.
sick though.
yeah,
Like,
no, he is
fucking
Shout out Ilmac, dude.
Yeah, shout out Ilmac. We done a couple shows at
Yeah.
Ilmac back in the,
The
day,
Crush,
you know,
man.
at the Crush Bar in Whitefish. No longer existent, but, you know. Yeah, we're thinking about reaching out to Ilmac because he's like freestyle battle world champion, you know. So
Speaking of,
one of our dudes, who he actually during the show like mentioned like Souls of Ceremony, and that's one of our albums and shit when he was on stage at the show, and we were like, holy shit, like he just freestyled in. Someone like he obviously listened to our CDs, so pretty fucking sweet.
fucking A. What was your favorite place to perform?
Great question.
Ever, man.
Yeah, just like ever, or what would you want to go back to if you could? I don't know.
It's a tough question because
how many
like
stages
I
have you
love a
been
lot
on?
of the people and places I perform with now at like Casey's and the Remington, you know, Johnny and Marco and Thomas. They're all like great sound guys, you know. I've worked with them a whole bunch locally and stuff, but like I've worked on some bigger stages too at like the Montana State Hemp Fest. And that was a pretty awesome stage to like be on. It's like a big ass like amphitheater stage that they bring in for that, and super professional sound that had like every zone covered. So a band that had 6 MCs, each one of us had like our own individual monitor like
that's
zone.
nice.
So that was pretty sweet, you know, like 'cause that's probably like the biggest, most expensive stage I played on. Other than that, you know, got nothing but love for the regular sound stages and sound men that I perform with. On another hand, I set up a pretty fucking mean stage myself, and I get myself dialed into my in-ear monitors on my own iPad
Yeah.
pretty fucking good. So I'm just like,
I've seen some shows you do.
Yeah.
You definitely go up and beyond what most sound guys usually do. So
oh, thanks, man.
I was
Appreciate
I was
that.
pretty stoked to see that you took over like handling the metal shows. Like,
Oh yeah, unexpected, huh?
yeah, no, I'm always used to Kenny Stifler. Shout out to Stifler if you ever hear this. But I'm always used to seeing him do the sound check for metal shows, and then the last few, like, it's like, oh shit, that's not Kenny. That's
Right, and yeah, Kenny's been a great help for all these years. You know, we've shared equipment, and sometimes we pass some gigs that one of us can't do or whatever back and forth, you know, and it wasn't necessarily like that. He had just recommended me to like Anthony, and I agreed, and it just opened this whole other page of my musical career that I didn't even see coming, because I just got all this awesome PA equipment to do like Bad Giraffe and Empty Souls with, but never expected to like be renting out the equipment with my services to other bands at the rate that I'm doing now. Like, my schedule for 2022 is like filling up super quick. I'm booking up. The summer is getting insane already.
yeah,
And
that's
it's
exciting. though.
February, you know, so
That's cool.
shout out to you, man. And you got a baby on the way.
I was just about to say, that was my next segue. And I was like, and I'm about to take all the month of May off from, doing music with Empty Souls and everybody, and everybody, sound gigs, everything, because I got my son being scheduled to be born on May 19th. Shout out to you, son, if you ever hear this.
Little trip, we see you.
You get a name picked out.
Not officially yet. I don't want to say it on
Fair enough.
the air, because I don't think we're 100% decided yet. But we still got 2 months.
2 months? Yeah. I didn't let my parents know or anybody know until my son was born. They were like, what's his name? What's his name going to be? I waited till the day he was born, and then I told them.
It's
They're
hard,
like, "Oh,
man.
shit."
It's hard picking a
Yeah.
name for your boy, but
Yeah, especially, like, my parents are pretty critical about a lot of shit, you know? So it's like, it was kind of fun being like, yeah, fuck you. You'll find out. You'll find out, motherfucker.
Oh, congratulations.
naming him boy. Oh, thank you.
Congratulations, man. That's dope.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Thank you. We're very excited about it.
Congratulations, man.
Gonna be a musical kid, because our newest member of Empty Souls, our new DJ Chatterbox, Chad Jacobson, he's also having twins announced around the same time. So I think the bursts will be a little bit spaced apart, but around the same time. So gonna have some very musical children running around here very soon.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. Keep it up.
Keep the legacy going.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give the kids good music and whoop their ass every once in a while. Like,
We're still
let's
allowed
bring it back
to.
old.
No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. The page turns, and another moon rises. Sorry, I'm trying to get my movie man voice decided. I was-
You're not
in a world
you're not optimistic,
where this
Doc.
guy sounds like a fucking asshole.
Funny.
Optimistic used to have the best movie man voice. He did it on one of your old
remember
albums.
this?
Yeah.
It wasn't on it. We made a
fully
video.
submerged by water.
In a world where music is under control by money-hungry whack rappers.
So is he no longer a part of the Empty Souls?
Oh
or
yeah,
what?
the lineup has changed. So let's do a quick little timeline for anybody who's listening that gives a shit. Started off with Derek and a couple other people that were very loosely associated, and then Optimistic.
Gavlin, wasn't he one of them? Or the dude that passed away? What was his name? He kind of more a hunk.
Tyson?
No, the little dude.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I can't remember.
I think I might be mistaken. So, from what I know it's Derek and a couple other people like Dan Vleeland and Josh. They're the two I know for sure were like in the
Bert
like,
E.B.
No. That he was with me before, and those dudes had all quit since then. So like, Derek and Optimistic. Let's start with that. You know, Chach, Optimistic, and then I met you guys all like the same time. You know, so then it was Chach, Optimistic, and then Triple T, and that was like pretty late into the game before Hectic and Bee's Nest were added to the lineup, and then Tonality too. So we were at 6 right at that point, and then we lost Tonality, Bee's Nest, and then Ryan. So it was down to me, Hectic, and Chach. And then we just scooped up Fell Swoop, which is Charles, in May of last year. He's been a great addition so far. Very talented MC and vocalist and guitarist. And then in July of last year, we were all playing Area 406 Festival at the fairgrounds, where we had met. I've already met our DJ Chatterbox a bunch of different times at little festivals and stuff around the state. You know, I knew who he was. He was at that show in Columbia Falls at the Gun Site, Triple T and Chat's album release, and you know, he was there hanging out and stuff. And so at Area 406 Festival last year in July, at the fairgrounds, he performed right before us, threw down a pretty awesome DJ set, and I was like, damn, dude, I really love like your selection of music. It's awesome. It's like got like perfect amount of hip hop and like electronic music, you know, it's perfect. And I was like, that's the type of shit I really love. I was like, you know about like Crafty Cuts and shit? He was like, oh man, my boy Crafty Cuts. I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna get along. And he's like, if you want me to like DJ you guys' set, I can totally throw it on my computer right now. And I was like, dude, I already have the stage, because I was running the stage too. I was running the sound and everything for the stage. So I was like, I already have it set up on my computer, my machine to like do the whole set. So we're good to go, but I really appreciate that. We might do that in the future. And halfway through our set, we had a great set, like fucking 150 people in front of us just partying at like 9 p.m. in the middle of July. So it was like something's going down. It's awesome. Our fucking entire power for the stage gets cut. And we were like, what the fuck? Apparently we had just overblown the old ass like fairground circuits, you know. So gonna prepare for that better this next coming year. But anyway, long story short, had a really good set, and I was like, damn, I don't want to have to fuck around with doing all this shit, you know, because I was Empty Soul's DJ and fucking sound guy and MC and guitarist, and I was, you know,
Too much.
the guy who had to figure out what was wrong with the power mid-performance.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, fuck, dude, like, let's have Chatterbox DJ for us next time and see how it goes. And he came to a show in Woods Bay at the Raven. Really good spot. Love the Raven. Shout out Raven. Yo, woo! He came and threw down there, and it was an awesome time. Like, we were like, yo, you're a great fucking addition to this. You can scratch and stuff. So, you know, like, it's exactly what we were missing, you know. We need somebody who can do the awesome mixing and scratch and throw down, and you can even, like, you know, do the little bit of minimal choreography we have, like put your hand up or spin at the right time or something, you know, like
Yeah, make it a show.
make it a show, you know, fucking get into it, make it seem like give a shit. So yeah, Chatterbox has been awesome. I really like having him. So that's kind of how that went on adding Chatterbox to the lineup, you know.
Oh yeah.
And he's been with us ever since and throwing down, putting some scratches in. Like I said, Empty Souls has got a new album coming out on June 11th, doing the album release party at Casey's.
What's this one gonna be called?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say exactly the title, but I think I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah.
You guys, I
We go
hope,
way
I
off,
hope
man.
these guys don't hate me if I say it on here, because they probably listen to this.
Well, so far we haven't aired anything yet, so this will be like 2 months down the road, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
It's gotta get edited and everything, so.
Oh, you can edit it? Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, right now the title we got is
What-
0 Hour.
That's dope.
Empty Soul 0 Hour, because 0 hour is the military kind of like term for when it's like fucking go time.
Yeah.
You know, like right now is 0 hour. Like this is when our operation is taking control. So I must say I've been, ever since I learned I had my son coming and everything, and 2022 has dawned. just been grinding harder than I ever have in my life musically, because I know I'm going to have to take this month off in May, and it's going to be a lot of productivity that I'm going to have to fucking put into a really short amount of time in order to get all these deadlines done and everything. But it's been the best thing that ever happened to me. Some of the verses and stuff that I write, when I force myself to like, okay, I only have a week to write this and record this. Like some of the verses that came out ended up being some of my favorite that I've ever done yet. You know, because I'm like, holy shit, like I put myself to it instead of just waiting for it till it come to me, which never happens, you know?
Hell yeah. Yeah, fatherhood, man, it'll change fucking everything. Wait till you have your son and you're like, holy fuck, this is awesome, man. Like, it's life-changing. Especially, like...
I know it's coming.
Yeah, the day you look into his eyes, like when my son was born, like, he reached up and grabbed my hand and looked into his eyes, and I almost, like, passed out. I was like, holy fuck.
The love is real. I'm a stepdad right now currently, and I really love my stepdaughter a lot, you know? I take her to school and pick her up every day and do the whole thing. We go bowling a lot. I have to show you my score I got on Thursday, Nick. Check this out. Yo, I didn't get time to finish my third game. I have it already selected in my phone because I knew I was going to talk about this.
You get over 800?
800? No. But, dude, I didn't even have my own ball. So look at this. First game was 203. And then the second game that I took the picture on ended up being a 225. Which is just an insane amount of strikes. There was a guy next to me, because I was bowling with my stepdaughter, you know, and he was bowling with his son. And he, like, turns to me after, like, my sixth strike in a row. I got 6 in a row. And he was like, hey, man, will you stop? I'm trying to teach my son how to bowl here, and you're making me look stupid.
Do better, Pops.
And I was like, hey, man, like, I'm on fire right now. I don't even have my ball right now.
You better call the union, sir, because there's about to be some fucking strikes up in here, man.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, man, I'm rooting for you. I'll take one of those beers when you go to 300. And I was like, do they do that here? I don't even know if that's a thing.
They should do that everywhere.
I think
so.
so.
If you bowl 300, you should
anywhere.
Get a beer.
Yeah, everybody there, I think so.
I break 100 and I'm like,
Kicking ass.
Yo, dude, we went bowling, all of us. I just took a bunch of my old coworkers from Casey's bowling because I just switched from Casey's to a lot of just day jobs, you know. But that's all. Just who cares about that? Anyway, so that's when I posted about, hey, we're gonna start an Empty Souls bowling team. We're our own official LLC. Empty
Bowls, bro.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
MT Bowls, I like that, dude. We hadn't thought about the official team name yet, but I like that. I want some, like, cheesy little jackets with the,
have like a microphone on the back of your bowling shirt, but instead of like a microphone head, it's like a bowling ball.
Right.
That's perfect.
Some big Lebowski
I like that.
shit.
I'll be here all week, though.
I love that. I want just a whole bunch of microphones getting knocked down,
there you go.
and I'll buy a record. Boom.
Yeah.
Even better.
Oh, that's Death 3 right there. It's my boy right there.
We
Shout
didn't
out
really
Death 3,
talk
yo.
about this vinyl at all, but that's how this podcast goes sometimes.
Oh, well, I felt so stupid for forgetting Pigeonhole's name earlier because I've seen them so many times. And I'm like, dude, I was just having such a spacey fucking moment there. But, yeah, Death 3 and Sweatshop Union, man. Fucking...
There's like 7 members, is it? 7?
I'm not
There's quite a
100%
few.
sure,
There's
actually.
quite a
It's quite a few. And a lot of associates, too. And, yeah, like this dude... was part of Pigeonhole as well. You guys should check out Pigeonhole. They got some pretty awesome shit if you're, you know.
Yeah, so the members
If you're down for some bass music.
Sweatshop Union are Dusty Mello, Marmalade, Steve Hawking, a.k.a. Conscience.
There we go.
/ Tree Frog. Meddy the Dirt Merchant, DJ Itchy Ron, Mos Elsley, and Ray Black.
Where do they hail from? What part of Canada are these guys from?
I think they're
Vancouver.
Vancouver. Okay,
Yeah.
they're right by Blue Scholars then. They're over there.
Yeah, that's just a hop and a skip for real.
Vancouver, but yeah. Been doing this shit since 2000, man.
Well, and Death 3 is from Regina, which I have an interesting story about that as well. Yeah, Regina is the capital of Saskatchewan, which shares a little bit of a border with Montana.
You were wrong on that. Saskatoon's the capital of Saskatchewan.
Or I'm sorry.
The Canadian coming
You want to talk to a Canadian about shit, man? Get your facts right.
Oh wait, Saskatoon is the capital. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it is.
Regina. Are you sure? Regina's the biggest city then.
That might be true.
I think that's what it is.
The Canadians named Regina, like vagina.
Well,
named
dude,
it-
that's the name of the queen.
That's so Canadian.
The name of the queen, I think, man, was Regina the Third or something.
Yeah,
I don't know that. My facts are getting just totally torn apart. on
Regina
this part.
Margaret Elizabeth III.
I think that's
I actually
correct.
just fucking made that up.
It
so-
sounds correct.
I pulled that out of my ass, dude.
That's how I appreciate that. That's how I wagon wheel all the time. But
No one's
no,
gonna
no.
question me.
So
I'll just come up with
okay,
some random ass
okay. This is
He's
true.
Canadian.
Death
I can't
3
catch.
is definitely from Regina, Saskatchewan, and one year after I met him in Shambhala, I commented on his Instagram post about them doing a Labor Day show up in Regina. It was Death 3 and K-Lab and this other band that, it was Hoodoo Mafia, I think is what it's called. They were like a Rage Against the Machine kind of Badger Raffi thing. Pretty sick. I commented on the Instagram post. I was like, hey, Kyra, that's my wife. Fuck it. I was like, it's only 1,800 kilometers away. Should we do it? And Death 3 commented back. He was like, hey, if you make the trek, I'll put you guys on the guest list. And we were like, oh, shit. So we totally drove up in the middle of fucking Saskatchewan. It took forever. And went to this Labor Day concert. And it was awesome. It was like in the middle of the city, in Regina. Pretty cool town. We totally unexpected in the middle of like the plains,
It's badass.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, 1,800 kilometers is actually 1,080 miles, so get that out of the way.
Yes, thank you. Yes, it was quite the trek.
That's why you need
And
to be
it's-
Canadian with you for conversion.
Montana's huge, so like
Montana.
we went north through Alberta and then crossed from Alberta into Saskatchewan, and that's a long distance,
Yeah, straight shot just right above Alberta.
Mm-hmm.
No, because I know Saskatchewan is about an 18-hour drive from here.
18 hours? Holy
So we left in the middle of the night and drove through the night and through the day just to make it to this show on time. And we made it, god dang it. And then as soon as the show was over, we're like, all right, time to head back to America.
Montana.
That was a good time, though. It was
That's
the
true
very
shit right
first
there.
year that weed was legalized in Canada nationally, so that was awesome. We hit up a bunch of dispensaries along the way and everything, and
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. We weren't sure where to smoke as Americans. I feel like people just get it and go to their house and smoke, and they're good to go. As an American coming there, in your car, you don't want to like blaze in your car because you're going to take it over the border where the federal police don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And they're just like, no, illegal. That's how they sound. But we had to go to like weird little pull-offs by like rivers and stuff, which ended up being like the best part of our trip. Interestingly, like we were like, this river is awesome. Like this is a sweet little pull-off. We're gonna have to come back here, get stoned again.
Hell yeah.
Canada's fucking beautiful.
It is
Well,
very
it
beautiful
is.
country.
British Columbia is beautiful, but the more north you go, the more flat it gets.
For sure. So this was in
Well-
Alberta, right on the Alberta border between Saskatchewan. So that is a very flat,
That's oil.
very
That's oil land.
desolate
right
zone.
Yeah.
There are mile-long like buildings that are like the salt mine facilities and stuff. These huge buildings for,
there. Yeah, certain times of summer, it's like light out till like midnight-ish.
Yeah.
There's no mountains or anything for this. Like,
nice.
it's just flat.
very beautiful sunsets due to that, though, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I
Guys like a sunset, which I know all of you people listening up here in the north love a good sunset.
Nothing beats a flat valley sunset, man.
Yeah, I got the opportunity to drive from Alaska back to Montana through the Yukon, northern British Columbia, and Alberta. Fucking amazing, man.
I bet, man.
Incredible.
Fucking incredible.
Just chase.
You
It's
can
like
see-
Glacier Park for 1,000 miles.
It's like you could see every type of geography too. Like, I mean, not necessarily, but like in the sky, you can, like from all the planets in the universe to like a very beautiful like sky here on Earth. You know what I mean? That makes any sense?
Yeah, you wouldn't fucking believe some of the spots up there, man. We stopped at this one lodge, and like everybody spoke French. Everybody fucking spoke French.
Dude, Canadian French is so
Mike-
hard too. It's
My buddy Mike and I were like
lazy.
trying to translate, and we were like, "What the fuck? You guys don't speak American?
Croissant beer. What's going
What the
on?
hell's going on here?" It was a good time.
Won't you just tell me how much it costs in English?
Yeah.
First of all, you need to get the French out of your mouth when you're talking to me.
we had this name for the Canadians. We called them the Ultra Pussy 5000. Like a mix of French and Canadian. Like, I don't know. We went off on it for a long time.
My last name is French Canadian. If you guys check it out, Brian Trottier, NHL Hall of Famer. He's got a very awesome career legacy that, if you guys got the time, you should check it out.
Yeah.
Anybody listening out there, that's my heritage, yo.
Yeah.
And I'm a piece of shit, but he's awesome.
My last name's French too. My wife's last name's French. So I guess I can't be saying shit. We're Americans.
I
over
mean,
there.
I am an American, but I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm still a piece of shit, so.
Fair enough. I won't read on.
I get shit done, though. I got results.
So, truly, we ended on like the last of the record, but since we are just gonna go for a little bit longer, I wanted to ask you if something that you might be interested in. I asked Il Sato, who was on last week, if we were to come up with a beat, would you be interested in doing like a big cipher on video with like 15 other MCs? I don't know if there is actually 15 MCs anymore in Montana.
We'll find it.
Oh, yeah, I'm down. Oh, yeah.
Just
Count-
like
count me
give
in.
you like a week to do a verse, and
I would be honored. Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of like a team backpack thing.
For sure. I really want to contribute to
Triple
the
T will
scene.
make a beat for another episode too.
Oh, yeah. I want to contribute to the scene
yeah, and that's
in any way I can. So
Yeah.
that would be awesome. I would love that. I will write something relevant and quickly and if there's a deadline, boom, even better. I'm like, now
Yeah.
I'm even better at getting stuff done.
right.
And like I said, like when you kind of give yourself those deadlines and stuff, it forces you to
Not be a
Get it
procrastinator.
done.
to not be a procrastinator. And even if it's not your best thing you ever wrote, it will come. It will come if you keep setting these deadlines. Because like one of the songs that I didn't even expect to I didn't even like it that much, you know. I was like, whatever, like it's just another song. I'm gonna write we're recording next week for it, so I gotta have it done in a couple days. And I busted it out, and one morning I was just like in the zone and busted out all the bars on my phone, and I was like, holy shit, like this is one of the fucking best things I've ever written.
It's dope.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
one
felt really good, and I was like, this is the benefit of giving myself these deadlines, you know, and really taking it a little bit more seriously than anybody who just thinks that, hey, I'm a dope rapper, I should be fucking at the top, I should be giving everything, I should be the guy who's fucking got the full hour set, because I'm the dopest rapper, but I'm not a successful business person myself. I don't know anything about running a business, so I don't do any of the
old
business
gangsta
stuff. I'm
rapper.
just a good rapper, and it's like there's not enough these days. I hate to say it. I learned it the hard way. You know, I was pretty dope at doing music myself back when I first started, but until I learned the things about being a successful business, it wasn't that until I started seeing the actual success of this. So. And it's still not even that much. It's still barely anything. So
Yeah, Trip, one thing I'll give you props for, even more than being persistent, this dude right here, in my mind, is one of the hardest working people that I've ever seen in music. A good example is, like, when this dude does a song, especially back in the day, he has the one song, and then he has probably, like, 15 other renditions of that song. Like, oh, I changed a little bit here. Oh, I changed a little bit here. And just, like, like 15 to 20 like saved versions of the same beat where he just keeps building and keeps building.
So true musicians, what I've heard from a lot of them, same with just even art, like people that like paint and whatnot, is
Keep adding to it.
It's never actually done.
Totally.
It's never enough.
You just end up
Feel that.
abandoning it.
100%.
Yeah.
I feel that.
You,
oh my god.
Like you, just at some point in time, you're like,
Done.
I'm done with it. I mean, I could keep working on it.
That's where the deadlines come in. You have to be like, all right, I am satisfied with this. If you're not, change what you're not satisfied with. And it really boils down to some pros and cons. Like, what are the good parts about this line? What are the bad parts? So it gets really tricky. So
Gabe and I have talked multiple times because he's a beat producer and I am as well. And when we all have like, I'm sure you can testify to this, like just making beats and like you'll get like, 30, 40 seconds of like that's it. And then you just stop and you're like, just throw it to the side. And then you get on another one and you just like have like hundreds of 30, 40 second beats that you haven't actually finished. There are like.
So finishing beats is where the deadline thing kind of comes into handy. I do still have a freaking shite ton of unfinished beats that I still need to go back and finish. And a bunch of them are great ideas. A bunch of them are probably trash. But like, at least with the deadline thing, you kind of pick what you're doing right away and then roll and just immediately commit to this is the beat. I'm committing to this is the beat. This is how the flow is going to go, committing to that. And this is it. And then when you finally put out the recording, you're like, am I satisfied with how I sound on this? If not, come back in and surgically insert yourself into the parts that you think could be better. And that's how I do these things on Logic now. And now I feel really satisfied with what I'm putting out, so.
Yeah, DJ Premier, who we're listening to right now, he actually, like years ago, came out with something that was called Beats That Create or Collected Dust. And it was just like throwaway beats. Like he put his tracks away, never really
Had some
touched.
hard drive somewhere just full of these fucking things that he just throws out for random people, I bet.
I think in the opening show, that's what we talked over is those beats. I'm not sure anymore, but it might have been. But those beats, like that, of course, going back to my roots, is just like that's what I love. Like that, like old school DJ Premier, the boom bap, and just like stuff that he didn't think was good enough or no rapper wanted to claim. But
he's still a dope producer, so you know it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
But same with like your beats and everyone else's beats. Like people are like, that's nothing. Like I don't like. We don't want to release that. But
oh man,
he was like finally like, I'm gonna release it, and it's like the dopest stuff.
That's
that
awesome.
I could ever
I'll have to check that out.
One
I
of
don't
my
think I've heard that.
One of my old songs I did, I called Hat Trick, and it was over one of your super old beats. And you're like, dude, I totally forgot about this beat.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Because me and Tonality have like a shitload of like your unused beats that like, because
Of course you guys do.
of course, no, Tonality did like a set for you, and he was like dragging over shit and everything, and he got like most of like your like shit that you ever did. And I was at his house. He's like, oh, well,
Up until
Give me
that
that
certain
shit, bro.
point, until he died of AIDS. I mean, quit. That was the running joke for a while. When people were like, "Hey, where's the DJ? You guys used to have this guy scratching and stuff. It's awesome." In the audience, as we're rapping to him, we're like, "Yeah, he died of AIDS. Actually, unfortunately, it sucks." And then he was in the crowd one time, and he's like, "Hey, yo, I'm right here. I didn't actually die from AIDS. What the fuck?" We're like, no, it's very tragic what happened. We miss him terribly.
That's messed up.
no, real rap though. Shout out to Tonality as well. He's having a baby too.
Oh, yeah, a bunch of musical little babies running around here. Holy shit, what are we going to do with all 10 of these DJs that come out of our dicks? I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Get them to do music.
Yeah,
Something.
sitting down with my son this morning with the piano, and watches me play guitar or whenever.
Oh, dude, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be
Yeah,
awesome.
it's
It's got me really
pretty
excited.
badass. Especially they'll just sit there and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, you know, if 20 questions every
Don't,
day.
don't
is
worry
like a
about
game
it,
of 20.
son. Grab
Don't
daddy
worry.
a beer.
I said it's ABBDAC, not do it again until it's right. Get out of here, honey.
I'm gonna buy him a drum kit just to piss my wife off. I'm gonna do it.
I got one at my mom's house that used to be mine, and I gotta have to replace the kick drum because it's a piece of shit. But yeah, I learned a lot by having an actual drum set and learning that stuff on there, you know.
Oh yeah, hand-eye coordination.
Cause we ain't gonna do no video games in my house. Tell you what, boy, that's the devil games.
No video games, no tablets. You want to play with
Video
some
games,
games,
tablets, exactly.
Play the guitar. Play the guitar.
Yeah.
Write some music.
Full disclosure, that is just a joke. We will let our kids do whatever they want, as long as it's not harmful to themselves or others, legally.
What's funny is like growing up, it's like I always wanted to learn the violin, but I was like, the other kids will make fun of me because violin's a pussy instrument. And I was like, I want to learn it because it's beautiful, but I ain't gonna do it because the guys will make fun of me, and never learned it. And now I'm like, dude, you should have just. Violin's like the coolest thing ever. Like, to me,
It's
the
fucking
violin.
dope, like Lizzie Sterling. But like, I get what you mean. Like, all of the band instruments from high school, it's like, okay, we got the football players here. These are the biggest, best, like, most talented people in our school. And then halfway through the game, we're gonna stop it and show everybody the biggest, nerdiest people in the school and show them what they're all about. Should we have them play? We'll have them playing instruments. Should we have them playing guitars and stuff? No, people love guitars. We're gonna have them playing all the instruments that people hate, like chimes and xylophone and clarinet.
Let's put them in some big ass hats too.
Let's put them in.
Fuck with them.
And then
We're gonna put them in military uniforms. Like what? People really love and respect the military. Like
make 'em dress
fuck
like-
them.
We'll give one guy
They will
bass
dance
drum
in
and a few
sequence.
snares, and that's it.
Make him dress like fucking Napoleon. Let's make it interesting.
And we want one guy in front of all of them with a fucking metal stick.
Yeah, and a drummer in the front, like they're walking into battle
So
for some fucking
when you
reason.
go into a high school band performance high on acid like me, you ask yourself a lot of weird questions like that.
No, but
Who thought of this?
honestly,
What's worse is like first graders with a bunch of recorders.
Oh God, dude.
I get it because we're showing them music. I appreciate us trying to show them what this tone equals this tone, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Whatever. You know, they need to understand tones. Otherwise, they need to.
I understand tones from the way my mother talked to me.
Yes. That was perfect. All right.
Chad, where's your recorder? My mom took it and broke it. I got grounded for playing it. I got grounded for doing my homework.
Darren, where's your recorder? My parents turned it into a pipe, but I brought it in. That would be today's parents, of course, because we can turn anything into a pipe. I could turn that record player into a pipe. I have one at home that doesn't work. I should probably do that.
Or put it as like a centerpiece on a table, and then you can just like whatever you're doing, maybe illegal or not, just put it on there and just turn it around to people.
Whoa, that would be a pretty good idea. Ooh. All right, I feel like we're getting a little straight off
yeah.
of track
The
here.
whole podcast has been like this.
Yeah.
We had a couple of good points, I feel.
But it has been.
Are we reaching the other side?
Truly, we already burned up through one album.
So yeah, we're getting close to the end, man. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Is there anything else you'd like to just kick off real quick?
upcoming shit for Empty Souls, shout outs, whatever you want to do, man.
Oh, I got a bunch of them, but I don't feel like I'll have enough record time coming up there.
Throw it out there, man. You got it. What's new in the Empty Souls world? What can we expect
Don't
to see
question
soon?
if I love hip hop.
Oh, that was crazy. A lot you can expect from the upcoming Empty Souls this year for sure. Obviously, the album releasing on June 11th. Album release party at Casey's is going to be a huge event. We'll have a huge after party planned at a location that we have planned that'll be involved in the ticket.
Might be below the mountain. Never know.
No, it will not be at my house. So that's not what I'm trying to say. And I'm for real on that. It will be at a separate location that is super dope, where people can show up and party it away and there'll be kegs and stuff. So
Dope.
super dope.
No, that's my thing. Like the last couple of shows, I went to your guys' Halloween show, but I was dead ass tired, and I ended up leaving like right after you guys' set, and I couldn't make the other one. Like that's grown man problems, man. Like I love you guys. I want to come see a show, but at the same time, it's like, dude, I don't have the energy to go to an empty soul show. Right now.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, a lot of our
I'll have
fans
to
are
recover
from
for like a
28
day
to
or
32.
two.
My post 34 is like fucking. Yeah, I'm done at like 8 or 9. It's like I'm going home. Fuck, you know, I can't stay out till 3 in the morning no more.
You should have a 24
Oh man,
25
that's the
year-old
only times I
girlfriend.
do is during shows. Doing sound now, I have to. People do not realize exactly how hard it is doing sound. I will say, I love doing sound. It's one of my favorite jobs. It's awesome. Everybody I work with is awesome. You know, I can work with bands because I'm a musician myself. I know how to talk to all these people and, make it happen, you know. Sometimes it's really confusing when you have a sound guy who doesn't communicate with every member of the band what's happening. I go around to every member of the band while they're setting up on the stage, no matter what the genre is. Let's say it's a metal band. I'll go around to the guitarist like, hey, we're going to start with the drums and do the bass next, and then the guitars, and then the vocals. And then I'll go to the drummer and I'll say the exact same thing. We're going to start with the drums, do the bass next, then the guitars, start with the vocals. And I'll move to the next person in the band and we'll say the exact same thing. And then,
Communication's key.
and then I'll circle around back to the drummer and I'm like, all right, give me some drums. And then I'm like, all right, can you hear yourself? Because I have the monitor pointed right at his ear each time. And a lot of the time they're like, this is the best I've ever sounded, dude. And I'm like, all right, moving on to the bass. Bass is kind of either or, you know, sometimes the bass player has a gigantic bass amp that's 10 feet tall, and I'm like, all right, I don't need to mic your bass amp at all. But I still will so that my PA has a balanced sound. I still do that. A lot of people will try to tell me doing sound that they're like, you don't need to mic me. My thing is plenty loud. And I'm like, I'm still going to mic you. Because I'm going to balance out my entire speaker sound, you know? Like, that's how it goes. You need to mic everything. If the stage doesn't need it, that's fine. But that's how you get a really good sound. And that's how some people walk up to you mid-show with the iPad doing sound. They're like, this is the best this band has ever sounded. And I've seen these guys every single time.
It's badass.
Like down in the fart dungeon. Somebody was telling me that. Somebody was telling me that at this punk show recently, and I was like, because they were like, nobody ever like takes the time
Connors.
yeah, nobody ever takes the time to like mic all the instruments here.
No, and that's what puts.
Which
you
is
aside
no
from, like,
no
regular, like,
talking
sound
shit on the fart dungeon either, but you know.
No,
But there's regular sound man that is like they level everything up. And like, okay, have a good show, and they dip. And then there's sound men like you and Derek at the bowling alley where like they're fucking with shit the whole show.
You have to. It's music is dynamic, performances are dynamic, which means things are ever changing. So you have to be there to account for things that are ever changing to keep them somewhat consistent, and so that people don't get huge spikes in sound that fucking
you ever do the
hurt your hearing. You know.
You ever do the car test when you're making music yourself?
Oh,
you're
yes.
like, I'm done with that beat, and then you're like, car test. Bring it up to your car, and you're, nope. Like,
My
I
own
gotta-
car has a very old aftermarket stereo that's a piece of garbage, and I use Kyra, my wife's car system, because it's like a newer 2015 system that I figure most people will probably be listening to my music in. They're probably not going to have
The struggle's real, people. He said new 2015. I agree with that too, man. Like that's hella new to me, but
It is. It's made in the 20s, so we good.
bro, I got
But it's funny. So I use KRKs
Yeah,
when I do my stuff. And then I'm like, oh, they sound amazing on my
Oh, it
KRKs.
lies to you. Rooms will lie to you.
And then I go and put it on something else, and I'm like, that's not what I made.
It's not what I heard.
Yeah. Nope. And then I'll
Man,
put them on the
it's such a
Sherwin
struggle.
Vegas, and then I'll go out to the car, and every sound system tells me something different. Put on headphones, something different.
I
Most people don't
really
realize
like my Bear Dynamic headphones. They've so far given me the most clarity when mixing so far. And I had to learn this the hard way because I spent a bunch of money on expensive Yamaha studio monitors, you know.
the ones that like register like
Yeah,
things
the
in front of them.
area.
I don't have those ones, but I do have ones that were supposed to be the best of the best at the time when I got them in like 2013 or something like that. So, you know, at the time I was like, yes, I have like the best studio monitors. I should be making the best stuff. And all the time, consistently, you can hear it in like earlier Empty Souls albums that just it kind of falls short in the good quality. So it's like
Flattens out a little bit.
it's I think it's because of the room that I was listening to the things in, and the room will lie to you more than anything. So it'll give you totally different
Was that the old,
reading of what
Hungry
you're
Horse
actually
house?
hearing. A combination of the Hungry Horse house and back in my mom's house, the attic and the basement. So
What type of headphones
could
are
be-
you using?
now I'm using the Bear Dynamic 770s,
Okay.
which are so far the best I've heard for like unbiased clarity. Which I was gonna bring them to this session actually too, but we already got some good headphones in the mix. So
They're actually not bad.
they're really good.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I'm using the Sennheiser. I think that's how you spell it.
Sennheiser, yeah, that's a
That
great
is
brand
it?
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
They have
those, yeah.
great reviews, great price range too.
I just tried out the task cams. Fucking garbage.
Really?
Fucking
Oh,
garbage.
that's what I've heard,
Yeah,
man.
terrible.
So
Yo, I got my fucking Skull Candy head crushers, and they're not the best, but if you want a headphone that slumps, it's like you walking around with a 12.
every now and again you
That's
want
fucking
that.
awesome, man. That's the one thing about dynamic headphones are not meant to do that. They're meant to give you kind of like what's coming at you. Not meant to give you a big low end.
Well, and like if I was like doing music and everything, that's why I had a pair of like the higher end JLB wireless headphones, and like these are dope, but they don't go loud enough. But you can hear everything.
That's good.
I'm trying to like slump. like I
Trying to
want
have
I
it
want
hit
my
like it's in the
vision
car.
to be a little blurry, dog.
Dude, I don't think any headphones do that, really. Do they?
Yeah, no. The,
Give you the
yeah,
crazy
the-
vision like when you're in a car?
The skull candies, like
Yeah, the ones I have,
Dude.
the right song, dude. Like
yeah,
your
the
whole
right
head shakes.
songs. Like it was just like, holy shit! Like this makes me feel like I have two 15s right behind me.
What? I want to hear that.
Yeah.
I want to hear that for sure.
I was gonna say I turned those into my work headphones because it's just what happens. But and then I turned all the bass down because you can't do that while running a grinder. Different stories.
I use them up on the mountain snowboarding, just like
Yeah, I
Just
can
kills
see
it.
that. Yeah, no, for sure. But
I think other than plugs I got for Empty Souls, other than June 11th, the album release up at Casey's Whitefish, and we're gonna be releasing a music video soon. We got two coming actually. One of them's gonna be a acoustic video of us doing our thing, which is the next thing that we're doing.
down the like unwired version.
It's kind of, yeah, exactly. It's like the unplugged Empty
Unplugged,
Souls.
that's what I meant to say.
And it's going to be going on the new album, but we're going to be doing the video. It's going to be like a TikTok type style video where it's like, here's the guitar, here's the cajon, here's the DJ with the bass line and drums, here's Derek with a verse, Charles with a badass fucking hook, and then boom, full video. And then we'll have a fully produced version on the album. And then after that, we're gonna be filming a super sweet video. I can't give away too many details to now, except for there's gonna be drones and gonna be on the tops of roofs in super sick locations.
All right, Mary Poppins.
I know. Yeah, we can be Mary popping this shit off. Like,
Touche.
yes, finishing at the end of the record here. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's
Yeah,
been
no,
fucking
yeah.
awesome. Like, seriously.
Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I
Dude,
hope
in
to.
a world when we're all like doing our own shit, we're grown ass fucking people now. It's nice just to like kick back for like an hour or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
This,
Have
this,
just
this is
talking
why
about-
Chad made the podcast, and I'm all about it. And like,
I really appreciate it, you guys.
Yeah,
Seriously,
just
it's
sit
awesome.
down and talk about music. That's what we need more of instead of.
We do. I know. I could be spending my time so much better by doing this. And talking about, I have a bunch of stories. We haven't even scratched the surface yet, you know.
Dude,
so
and
if you
that's
guys
what
want to
I'm
have
saying.
me on again, I would,
we'll have
I
you
would
back,
love
bro.
to.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like, I've met so many people through music, and that's how I like.
Same. It's shit.
Just like
yes.
all my memories. It's like, oh, I was listening to this music at that time, and that's how I relate all my stories back. It's
Totally.
just like music that I was listening to. It's kind of weird. I don't know.
I do
Oh,
the
it
same
makes
thing. It's like a
perfect sense.
reference point. You're like, oh, I remember this time, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. It was fun. Yeah.
And tell you about
like how long ago? Like which Atmosphere
Yeah.
album
Yeah.
came
Which-
out that year?
Was this before this time?
what was I listening to Andre Nicotina, or was I not?
Yeah.
Or was it?
Are we talking Killer Whales or like Gangster Cry?
Yeah.
Like,
Are we talking jungle or are we talking AO for yeah? We don't know.
Open for Andre Nicotina too. Back in the
Yeah.
day.
I think my
happened to him?
favorite was MLP, man.
MOP was the shit. They were one of my
Yeah.
favorite fucking. Oh my god, they're great.
Empty Souls Hand Graveyard Project
Yeah.
opened up for him at the Palace years ago.
Yeah, they were fucking
Yeah.
great.
The walls were sweating, bro. That's all I gotta
back
say.
down to
Walls
that
were
one
sweating.
for different reasons.
That
but-
cold as ice fucking song they did. Holy shit.
Which I can't wait till
Annie
someone
Up.
someone comes out and picks out that album. It's out there. But cheers again. Thank you, Triple T.
Hell yeah.
Chad.
Fucking A.
Once again, this is
Cheers,
For the
guys.
Record with Triple T. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me on, you guys. Peace.
Hell yeah.
Don't question if I love hip hop.
Never.